In this video, I'm going to be building the best possible team for 2.5 million MT in NBA 2K23 my team. Now, I know that's going to be a lot of MT to spend on a squad, so if you guys want to go check out my other squad builders, where I do the best teams for 100,000 MT, 250,000, 500,000, and then the last video I just did on the squad builders was the best team for 1 million MT. If you guys want to go check out those videos, you guys can obviously do that as well. But if you guys have a lot of MT and you want to see what is the best squad you guys can build with that amount, 2.5 million, or you just want to see, what is the best team you can build, and you're just interested to see, how good of a squad can you build with 2.5 million MT. But let's just get right into the squad builder here at the point guard position. I feel like you do go with Sengun. I know we have a lot of MT to spend. We could maybe afford a Jimmy Butler, but I feel like for his value, Sengun really isn't that much worse than a Jimmy Butler, who's going to be like 600,000 plus MT, where Sengun is easily under that 200,000 MT mark, more at like 150 to 175, and he's going to be a really good point guard. He's 6'10" with a 7'2" wingspan, and you really need to have him in the right setting to be at his best. You're not going to want to use this card on the offensive end like he's your actual point guard. He's just there to play really good defense because he's 6'10" with some amazing defensive stats. The way that I look at it, he's just a better Ben Simmons. He's got a better jump shot than Ben, a way higher three ball. He's got better sigs, and then he's just going to play good as defense as Ben. Maybe not as good as going to the basket, but he does have like the quick drops off one, and he does have like a 95 standing dunk, 95 driving dunk. So all around, I do think he's basically just another Ben Simmons card, but has a way better jump shot, can knock down threes more consistently, and does have way better dribble sigs. But at the shooting guard position, I'm not going to go with Tracy McGrady. I have a kind of different, I have a different idea in mind than going with T-Mac, but obviously if you wanted to spend a million of the MT, you could go for Tracy McGrady. I feel like for a lot of people, Vince Carter isn't going to be that much worse than a card like T-Mac. I'm not saying he's close to T-Mac. T-Mac is a much better card. Obviously, like T-Mac is way above a Vince Carter, but for most people in game, I feel like not that people are going to notice like that big of a difference because they're both really good offensive shooting guards. Obviously, yes, if you use a T-Mac, you'll have a lot more success with the card, but I feel like the big men we're going to pick up are going to be a lot easier and a lot more cheesy to use for most people in the game. And Vince Carter is still a very good shooting guard, got a great jump shot, good dribble sigs, has some really good all-around stats, good to go into the basket, and is super fast as well. So he's going to be about 125,000 MT, and I feel like that's just going to be way better value than spending a million MT 1.1 on a Tracy McGrady. But at the small forward position, one of the better small forwards in the game just for defense is going to be the Galaxy Jonathan Isaac. I'm kind of going a little bit cheaper to start off because obviously, like I said, I'll be spending most of my MT on the big man, and I feel like that's going to be worth it in this kind of meta of the game. But Jonathan Isaac, Vince Carter, and Sengun are no like slouches, like no bad cards. Like they're all very elite at their position. Like I think Jonathan Isaac is probably the fourth best small forward in the game. Obviously, we got some amazing, really good small forwards yesterday or 2 days ago when you guys were watching this video. We got the Galaxy Danny Ferry and the Galaxy Purvis Ellison, and those cards I do think are like two of the best small forwards and probably a little bit better than a Jonathan Isaac card. But I still feel like if you're looking for defense, he's the second best small forward in the game behind the Dark Matter Bill, because I think Bill Russell's the best defender in the game, but the second best defender, at least in my opinion, is this Galaxy Jonathan Isaac. But now to talk about where we're spending a lot of our MT, and that is going to be at the power forward spot when we go for the Dark Matter D-Rob. Also, Jonathan Isaac is going to be about 65 to 70,000 MT. But yeah, like I said, Dark Matter D-Rob going to be at the 4, a very elite center. I mean, yes, he's not like a Kareem, he's not a Taco, but we may have one of those guys off the bench. But yeah, D-Rob next to our center, I feel like he's just going to be one of the most perfect combos in the game right now that you can build from auctionable cards. He's going to be a 7'1" power forward with a 7'5" wingspan. Just all around great play from D-Rob. He's going to be about 450,000 MT, maybe 500,000 MT at most, but you should be able to get this card honestly for like 400 to 450k if you kind of get like a bid snipe. But yeah, just all around, you guys know what David Robinson can do. Just be one of the better power forwards in the game. And then at the center position, this is where we're going to spend pretty much most of our MT on this Galaxy Yao Ming card, but I do feel like it's worth it, for this meta of the game, and most people, I feel like, will be a lot better with a Yao Ming than a Tracy McGrady. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Like, so if you go with T-Mac over Vince, right, and then let's say, who are you going to go with that center? Now you're probably going to have to move D-Rob to the center spot. So I feel like the gap between Vince and T-Mac is a lot closer than the gap between Yao Ming and the next best center in the game. So that's why I feel like getting Yao for like actually a little bit cheaper than T-Mac. I think he's only about 850, 900,000 MT, at least on Xbox. He might be more on PS because I think prices are more expensive, but on Xbox his card ends for around 850 to 900,000 MT, and I feel like that's way better value than a card like a T-Mac who's 1 mil 1.1. And I feel like for most people, Yao is going to be the better center or the better card in the game, and we all know what this card can do. He's 7'6" with a 7'9" wingspan. and is still probably one of the most broken cards in my team history. We are getting some better power forwards and centers that can compete with the card. Like, we're getting the Taco Falls, you know, at the power forward spot. We're getting the Kareems, who have better chances of stopping Yao, but he's still the most broken card in the game. So that's going to be the starting lineup for the best 2.5 million MT team. And now to talk about the bench, we obviously have to go a little bit more budget because we just, you know, used Yao Ming. We have Yao Ming on the team, we have D-Rob, but we got 2.5 mil, so we can definitely still, you know, get some really good cards off this bench. At the backup point guard spot, I think Luke Walton is going to be the play. You could go for like a Scotty Barnes if you wanted to. You could go for like a Magic Johnson, but to save some MT, or Ben Simmons, but to save some MT, I think Luke Walton is kind of on the same level as those 3 point guards I just named, and I feel like he honestly could be better than a Magic Johnson or Ben Simmons, especially for this bench. And he's going to be a very good point guard, being 6'8" with a 6'8" wingspan. He's got a great jump shot, plays good defense in game. They gave this card some pretty good sigs, and he does have a very good jump shot as well, a very greenable jump shot for a 6'8" point guard. And then at the shooting guard position, I do want a little bit more defense, so I feel like Scottie Pippen, I should say, is going to be the guy to play defense off the bench. We will obviously have some more defense. I'm just saying, like, going to be our lockdown defender is going to be this Galaxy Pippen card for about 110, maybe 125,000 MT, and then obviously the Luke Walton is going to be about 30,000. So Scottie Pippen's going to be a small forward shooting guard, 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan. We all know he's going to be one of the best on-ball defenders in the game with a 98 steal, 98 lateral quickness, 96 perimeter, or 98 perimeter, and a 91 interior defense. So still one of the best on-ball defenders in the game. He's got Hall of Fame anchor, challenger clamps, glove menace, and pick dodger as well. And then offensively, he's still got a good jump shot. Like, can still green wide open in the catch and shoot, and can create his own shot if he does need to. But yeah, I think Scottie Pippen next to a guy like Luke Walton is going to be a great backcourt, especially with our small forward, who is going to be the dark matter LeBron James. He's about 250 to 300,000 MTs, going up a little bit in price, but if you buy this card on Friday, he was ending for like 250,000 MT, but right now he's probably around more like 300 to 310k. But yeah, LeBron gonna be an amazing small forward. I mean, you guys probably know by now what LeBron can do. He's just a very good all-around small forward, does pretty much everything good in the game. He's 6'9" at the small forward position with a 7-foot wingspan. I mean, these stats are just so well-rounded. My only flaw with the card is his jump shot. If he had a better release, man, I feel like he would still be like a top 3 small forward in the game. He has everything else in my team. He just needs a better jump shot, but still one of the better small forwards in the game. And then at the power forward position, this is where we get to some very cheesy stuff off the bench, and we're gonna be going for the power forward Taco Fall, who is just an absolute monster at the power forward spot. One of the most glitchy, just like Yao Ming, broken cards in the game. Like, his player model at the power forward spot is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. He's 7'6" with an 8'2" wingspan, and I stand by this. He's got a better player model than Yao Ming. He looks taller in game than Yao, and he has a wider player build as well. Like, this is the most broken card, at least in my opinion, in the game, even over a card like Yao Ming. Like, he does not have 64 speed and 64 acceleration. This is the biggest myth in my team right now. He feels like he plays in game with at least 75 speed, more like 85 speed. That's how fast this card does play in game. So don't be twisted. Oh, he's got 64 speed, 64 acceleration, he's gonna be slow. He feels faster than goddamn D-Rob, man. Like, he feels so quick on the court, and I feel like for about 400,000, 350k, I feel like he's going to be a very good power forward. And then obviously off the bench, our power forward is not going to, our center is not going to actually play the center position. It's going to be the Pink Diamond Dino, but in game, we would switch the matchup. So Taco's playing our center position, Taco's guarding the center in game, and then Dino's going to be guarding the power forward. But obviously when you go into the lineup, or you go into the game, Taco Fall's got to play your power forward spot, and then Dino's got to play center. But if you match a Yao Ming, you're not going to want to keep Dino on the Yao Ming when you got Taco at the 4. So in game, you just switch the matchups to put Taco on Yao. I just messed it up. But yeah, you put Dino at the power forward spot, and then you put Taco at the 5 in game. I'm talking like matchups wise. So now Taco Fall is going to be guarding the center, and then Dino is going to be guarding their power forward. But yeah, guys, this is the best possible team you guys can build with 2.5 million. Let me know what you guys think about it, and let me know maybe your team you guys will build with 2.5 million, or just maybe some changes to my squad as well, because there's so many different ways you guys can go about this in game. Like, I mean, you could go T-Mac and then don't go Yao. Like, there's so many different, different variables you can add to this team. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.